Welcome to Business Spotlight. I am Rob Andrew, and today I am joined by Kyriakos Baxevanis, founder of four very successful local businesses. Good morning, Kyriakos.
Hey, Rob, how are you?
Yeah, very well, thank you. Good to see you.
Good to see you as well.
Kyriakos, maybe to kick off, if you could perhaps tell us a little bit about who you are, your businesses, and really what you do.
Yeah, lovely, Karina. So I'm a local entrepreneur, a local business person. I moved to Brighton back in 2004, so almost 20 years back. I'm currently running co-founded four different businesses in different industries within the Brighton and Hove area. I love what I do. I love being involved in the community. I'm also a mentor at Brighton University. I'm a lifelong learner. I've just been accepted, for example, at the Goldman Sachs Oxford University leadership course, which I think lifelong learning is one of the key things every entrepreneur or business person should be doing on a day-to-day basis. So yeah, that's me in a nutshell.
A busy man, judging by that answer. Kyriakos, can you just maybe give us a bit more detail in terms of what your journey's been like from when you founded the first business till today?
Absolutely, mate. So as I said, I did move to Brighton back in 2004. For your audience, I'm not coming for money. I'm self-made. Back in 2004, when I moved to Brighton, I was sleeping at the floor in one of my friend's flats, basically. So that's why I started in Brighton. But one thing led to another. I think the mindset kind of led me through. But my first business was co-founded with my wife back in 2008. It was a response to the overall economic climate. If you remember, a big crisis back in 2008, biggest financial crisis in our lifetime. And I thought, right, I'm not really safe, am I? I used to work for American Express back then. I'm not really safe. Redundancies came along. So I decided to do something, think outside the box, outside my corporate career, if you would like. And we kicked off a little beauty and massage business in the back of our living room. Within our flat, started doing friends and family. And that was the beginning. One thing led to another. And we started doing really well. 2012, we've acquired, leased a 3-story building. We've expanded the business. 2014, I've quit my American Express corporate career. And at that point, I was thinking, oh my God, that was my vision. That was my dream. But that was just an interim goal. That was the thinking behind it afterwards. In 2017, we've expanded the business into another premises. 2019, we created a sub-brand, Simply Urban, which was catering for beauty needs for a younger audience, because we thought Little Jasmine is more of a mature brand. 2019, I've also co-founded an upmarket Greek restaurant, Nostos. 2020, a recruitment company, which is catering for the needs of all our businesses. And at the same time, we're packaging the products for third parties as well. 2020, also, we've kicked off a buy-to-let business as well. One of the key things there is that we saw there is a need from the people that we bring in Brighton to Brighton from other parts of the UK, other parts of the world. One of the key problems that they had is accommodation. So we decided to step in and start providing accommodation for our staff. And that led into a business within the business, in a sense. And that's our fourth business. Obviously, we're doing other bits and bobs, but these are the main columns, if you would like, of our little portfolio of businesses in Brighton and Hove.
That's excellent. You've got a lot going on there, Kyriakos. You talked a lot earlier about learnings, and you're clearly a serial learner. You're a serial entrepreneur. Can I ask what makes you stand out across all of your businesses from perhaps any competitors that you have?
Absolutely, it's the mindset. That's what's driving me. It's the mindset. Technical skills. I'm an MBA graduate, Brighton University. Business economics bachelor's degree, various courses throughout my years, but it's the mindset that I've developed and the perspective that I've developed by living in various countries. I lived in Canada for a few years, went to school there. I lived in Germany, lived in Greece, lived in the UK as well. And that has a magical effect. It creates perspective. You're able to see things from different angles, and that different viewpoints creates added value. And obviously, you build things like consistency and curiosity, intellectual curiosity. Keep asking the questions, and I do that. I make it part of my business to ask questions. You build things like resilience by living in these different cultures, acquiring different languages. Risk-taking, which is a very important part of the entrepreneurship journey as well. And ultimately, I might say kindness as well. Kindness for yourself and kindness for the community as well, to reach out and do well. So in a nutshell, that's what I think makes me different. But if it was one word that encapsulates all that, it's the mindset, mate.
Okay, that's great. Thank you for that. In terms of being an entrepreneur, what would you say has been your biggest learning? If you wanted to share with other potential entrepreneurs, what's been your biggest learning?
Sure, quite a lot. But I would go back to the art of learning. I think it's the only true sustainable competitive advantage that you can instill within your businesses. So yeah, the technical side of things is there. You can acquire that, but how you learn and your attitude towards learning, that's the key thing. Lifelong learning. I think that's key. I see it all around me, people doing that. If you apply consistency in your learning and application of what you learn, because something that you learn without applying it, it's like you never learned it, right? You don't know that. But it's application. So learning, application, and that's the virtuous circle of improvement and doing well. That's my biggest learning. It's the continuous learning, lifelong learning,
continuous improvement. Okay,
absolutely.
I understand that. Now, in terms of learning, let's talk about inspiration maybe a little bit. What or who inspires you at the moment? What have you been reading or listening to recently?
Absolutely, yes. I am reading a couple of audiobooks. Wing is one of them. I don't remember the author at this point in time. But my greatest inspiration comes from the people around me. My family, my wife, the people I'm associating myself with, my staff, my managers and assistant managers, the people in my wider community as well. I'm drawing inspiration from them, whatever they do, however they do it, and I inspire in kind as well. So we create this virtuous circle of inspiring ourselves and doing well, both for our businesses and the people we lead, but also for the community as well. So my greatest inspiration is it's all the people out there, historic figures. Alexander the Great, obviously. I've been talking about him, very recently. But it's the people around me that I can talk to and I have one-to-ones with on a weekly basis. These are the people that are inspiring me greatly, and that's what keeps helps me keep ticking, I guess, and being inspired in kind.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's really great. Kyriakos, let's look further a little bit. What do you see as the biggest challenges for you and your businesses going forward?
Yes, absolutely. So the macroeconomic environment is it's very challenging at this point in time. 2 years further down the line, I'm seeing a horizon of 2 years. Things are not looking as good. There's a lot of global challenges that need to be tackled. Environment, wars, supply chain, so on and so forth. In the UK in particular, Brexit is still having a great mark on us, and I think it will get worse. It's getting worse unless some sort of compromise is found. Populism, I think it's a great curse. Nations think something goes wrong, populism rises, and that obviously has a counter. It's not very effective for our society as well. The emphasis on immigration and the numbers that are coming into this country, we need to allow ourselves I know it's not the most popular opinion, but we need to allow ourselves integrate the people that are coming. These are people, young people with great mindset, with great resilience that are bringing in a new energy within the UK. We need to allow these people to come in and leave their mark. It will make all of us better off. So I think we need to open up a more liberal society. I think Brighton is a haven for that, and I love it. This is my home. But the rest of the country needs to open up and see the benefits that both immigration and opening up to connecting with Europe again. Obviously, I'm Greek national, I'm a British national as well. I can see the benefits of connecting and collaborating with our partners. So yeah, I'm not very positive at this point in time. How the economy is gonna develop over the next couple of years. But I am a very positive person, and I always believe that opportunities are hidden within challenges themselves. And I'm doing that within my businesses. We'll probably talk about it further down the line. There's great opportunities when challenges are rising, and that's again back to the mindset and how you view things and perspective. But yeah, it's not a very happy situation at this point in time. It's not business as usual, but there are great opportunities to be taken advantage of, I think, as well.
And if I can ask you to be a bit more specific, then I mean, those challenges you've highlighted are clear, and that's really concerning, particularly as a business owner. What are you specifically doing for your businesses to ensure that your business will be a success during these next 2 years?
Absolutely. Thinking outside the box, and obviously getting onto courses, trying to inspire myself. But I'll give you a couple of tangible examples. For example, the hospitality business, Nostos. Although we do very good food, and the community has accepted us, people have started spending much less now, as we've discussed at the beginning of the interview. So what we've done is, we have the assets, we have the network, we have the know-how. Instead of waiting for customers to come to us, why don't we go to them? How are we going to do that? Well, catering. So we've opened up a catering arm into the business. It's been 3 months, and oh my God. Oh my God. I mean, the results have been fantastic. And we're now thinking further down the line, how do we accommodate that catering side of things, which is doing really, really well, getting a dark kitchen, an additional kitchen, more space, more staff, in order to accommodate the demand that is coming in. So it's that mindset again, thinking outside the box, thinking that, this is not working, but how about curiosity, what I said at the beginning as well, how about doing this, and risk-taking as well. We're not spending a lot of money. We're not investing a lot of money at this point in time. The whole concept is a minimum viable product. So we created something. It seems to be working. We've done a couple of high-end gig jobs. We catered for Manchester United and Lewis FC. They were playing the women's side of things. They were playing a cup game, and that gave us the platform to do even more and build on that. And it's quite a great success. Projections show that will probably overtake within a year and a half, the restaurant business revenue stream. So here's a great example of thinking outside the box and doing something that most restaurants haven't done or haven't thought about doing at this point in time.
Wow, that's really interesting. And to hear that you said within a year's time to have overtaken the...
I would say a year and a half to 2 years time, it seems that absolutely, and it's all about investment and how you collaborate with various, obviously there are various variables in the environment, but if things continue the way they are, absolutely.
That's incredible. Interestingly then, looking at that sort of expansion and that move, that I imagine puts pressure on in terms of employees. How do you ensure you are able to get the right employees? I mean, you came across really clearly in your earlier answer about your mindset and the importance of that. How do you ensure that you have those employees that have that same mindset?
Yes. So it's a bit of science, a bit of art, a bit of luck, I would say, a bit of magic. But after 20 years doing businesses, is you pretty much know of the people that you want around you. And now I'm talking about senior managers, directors, that sort of level. So you try to do your best in identifying that mindset that I have, and I think is the right mindset for businesses in other people as well. So the technical characteristics, technical competencies come at second degree. I mean, it's all about the mindset and the attitude that they have, the effort that they put, the consistency that they put in other things in their life as well. So going to the gym, for example, on a daily basis tells me that you have consistency in your life. It's one of the signals, for example, right? Or doing something outside your normal 9 to 5, or so other things within someone's life, because it's a system, right? Nothing just out there. It's a systematic approach. And I'm trying to see the systematic approach in each and everyone's life that, you know, I want to hire. And if I see the evidence are there, plus the resilience, plus the kindness, then these are the people that, you know, obviously I make the choice to hire. Doesn't always work, and obviously, but through time, you can see if you made the right choice or not. And obviously, you can recalibrate. Mm-hmm. Again, I'm willing to fail and fail multiple times, because that's the only process that shows you if you're close to your target or not. So fail and fail again, even on hiring, in everything that you do in life, really.
Understandably, that's again, that's really interesting. And so when you're hiring, you are very much looking at the character, the values when you're interviewing that person.
Absolutely.
Of course, are important, but there's more to it than that.
Absolutely. The technical characteristics, you know, you can build from someone. You can, you know, it's obviously you get people, you know, they're fairly intelligent, but it's that mindset that defines someone, you know, how the kind of prediction of future performance as well.
Brilliant. Okay, if you were speaking now then to the 18-year-old Kyriakos who's just about to start their business life or their career life, what would your advice be?
Wow. Yeah, be kind to yourself. I think that's the key thing. If you love yourself, I mean, life is brutal. Life is very hard. And I've been through, you know, very difficult situations, you know, bias, racism, you know, living in these countries, but that has made me stronger. So be kind to yourself and be kind to other people, because if you love yourself, you know, I think ultimately you have the capacity to, you know, to expand that love kind of into your community as well. Understand that people sometimes come from a place of ignorance rather than, you know, that malice. So kindness, and obviously the other characteristics that I've, you know, continue learning, striving, consistency, resilience, risk-taking, you know, just follow the path and, you know, you will see the light.
Again, that's really interesting and insightful. Be kind to yourself. And for me, that is so important in the area that you are in now, which is as an entrepreneur, which can be a lonely place. So that being kind to yourself as a business owner is critical. Yes, thank you for sharing that. Kyriakos, okay, moving on to then the last question, and we'll wrap up. Have you got any news or announcements you'd like to share with the viewers about any of your businesses or all of the businesses?
Yeah. So as I said, Nostos is currently building this catering arm of operations, which we're doing really well. We're doing a lot of corporate gigs, and obviously we have a lot of private customers as well. So yeah, if anyone has any catering needs, come to us, obviously. The other thing that we're doing on the day spa business is we're expanding our offering to B2B. So we're providing corporate, as I've mentioned earlier, the well-being is on the ascent. And a lot of businesses are creating programs, well-being programs for their employees. Obviously, it's a reaction and a necessity. I think it should have been done much earlier to after lockdown era of people needing more, feel good about themselves. And they've lost a couple of valuable years connecting with the community. And I think by losing that, you know, a need has been built up in how valuable that connection to ourselves and the wider community has been all along. But we never realized that until it wasn't on the table for us, and everybody has to stay at home. So I think in order to compensate for that, the business places are slowly changing, putting well-being the center of the agenda and their hiring policies. And that's what we're trying to link up with the physical well-being that we're offering as well. Massage treatments at the workplace, chair massage, for example. It's a great way. We've already signed a couple of deals with big companies that are spending serious money offering that service to their employees. So B2B, it's another side of our business. And the other thing that we're doing is we thought, again, thinking outside the box, we pretty much close all our business premises, well-being, Little Jasmine Therapies and Spa, at 6 o'clock in the afternoon. Is there any way that we can utilize that space after 6 p.m.? So thinking along these lines, we came up with pamper parties, which is an alternative experience to going out, going for drinks or for hen parties, having fun. So what we do is we cater. We provide nibbles from Nostos, small treatments from Little Jasmine, Prosecco, or something non-alcoholic. We have guest speakers. We have a tarot reader that comes in, tarot reading. We have people talking about nutritionists. We're talking about hair, makeup, songs, whatever the customer. So we create a very unique experience that doesn't exist in Brighton. And again, this is a reaction of thinking outside the box. How can we utilize resources, assets that are currently underutilized, and what can we offer out there that doesn't exist? So that's another example of just thinking outside the box. Very early stages, but we see demand. There's great demand for that as well. And obviously Brighton is the place for hen parties, for our women-led businesses as well. All these are sort of prime demographic for us targets for this particular service and product.
Superb. And that's really interesting what you said earlier about well-being, and we hear a lot about since the pandemic that there's been greater demand, but it's interesting that you see that tangibly in the corporate sector with businesses looking to support their employees. So that's really interesting. I'll be interested to see how that develops over the next couple of years. In order to contact you, any of our viewers, how's best to reach you?
Personally, or our businesses?
Whichever's best for if they want to reach out to you for business or for support.
Absolutely. So I'm on LinkedIn. Obviously, anyone who would like to reach out to me for a chat or advice or whatever, or to anything that I've discussed sort of inspired them, hopefully. You can reach out on LinkedIn. I will come back to them within the day. So absolutely, LinkedIn will probably be the most appropriate place. Yeah. Okay, superb.
Kyriakos, thank you so much for your time and the energy and sharing your story. And it's great to hear how you're taking your businesses and using them to support each other. I mean, yes. that is superb. And the investment you're making in your teams, really brilliant and a great example for other business owners out there. So thank you very much indeed for your time, and I wish you all the success in the future.
Thank you, Rob. Thank you very much for the invite. I had great fun going through this, so thank you.